Would you believe this is actually take 3? Yeah. Anyway, I went over to see my mom today. It's the first time I got to see her since I got back from Morocco. And she had a couple Blu-rays for me. So shout out to my mom, and thank you so much. And I have to give a shout out to Moods, who's been commenting recently on and I watched some of his videos. They're really cool. So if you're not on his channel, I recommend that you hit the subscribe button on that as well. He does some great stuff, and he's doing a 52 weeks for, I think, 1981. And 1981 is the year that one of the movies I got here was done, and it's a pretty cool one. It's The Burning. The Burning is one of those seminal slasher films, one of the greats. There's in the 1980s, the slasher film, it just blew up. It exploded in popularity. Movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and to a certain extent Nightmare on Elm Street, if you consider it a slasher, and but these little ones that just came that didn't have sequels, but stuff like Madman, which is made a lot like this. Have you ever seen the movie Madman Mars? Well, Madman, based on a Madman Mars character. Basically, the same legend that they're using in Madman, so it's just switched around a bit, was actually being used on another movie at the same time, which is this one here, The Burning. I'm not sure. I haven't watched the feature yet, so I'm not sure if they mentioned that or not. But I know it was mentioned in the Madman documentary. But there's a lot of great stuff on this here. A few big actors. Holly Hunter's got her an early role in this one here. Fisher Stevens from Short Circuit. Jason Alexander from Seinfeld actually plays a very cool character in this movie, if you can believe it. And I've kept the sticker on. I kind of like that on these here. And by the way, just so you see, yes, it is in a collector's edition, so there is that's the original cover for The Burning. Hopefully, it's very Harlequin meets Friday the 13th, if you really think about it. If you just took that guy out of there, like crops out, you'd think this was like one of those Harlequin Fabio books. So you open it up, and you got the Blu-ray and the DVD. So if you don't have a Blu-ray player yet, why not? But, you know, if you don't, the DVD's there too, and once you switch over to Blu-ray, or once you get Blu-ray 2, or you got a PS3 or PS4 or whatever, you know, you can watch the high-def version. It's got a lot of great features on it. The Burning, in case you don't know the film, basically is some kids at a camp are playing a very mean practical joke on on pretty much on the caretaker of the camp by the name of, well, they call him Cropsy. And something goes awry. There's a fire, and he gets burnt up pretty bad. Anyway, he comes back to get revenge on the camp counselors and the campers that are there now. And this one was done by Tom Savini. He did the special effects on this, so you can just imagine. If you know the 80s stuff, and you know the Savini's work, then you gotta give props to this movie. There's a really good scene. There's a raft scene that you've got to see. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend it. If you have, then kudos to you, but you best have this on Blu-ray. The next one was one I was even more excited about than The Burning. Although I'm a slasher fan, and The Burning is one of the top slasher movies of all time, in my opinion. Up there with The Prowler and fourth Friday the 13th film. I was very excited to get this movie. Actually, these movies, because it's 2 movies, actually. And it's The Town That Dreaded Sundown, by Scream Factory, of course. It's the new Blu-ray copy they put out. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. And Town That Dreaded Sundown was based on a true story about Texarkana murders that happened back in the, do they say? A long time ago. How's that? Anyway, this was done in 77, Town That Dreaded Sundown. But even more so than this one here, I wanted the other movie that Charles B. Pierce, the guy that made this, also made Legend of Boggy Creek. So that whole pseudo-documentary thing that you see in The Town That Dreaded Sundown, he's a real stickler. He loves that type of stuff. And he would do it again in other movies. But a movie that I saw when I was a kid, with my cousin Roger, actually, we rented some picture discs. I think that was before DVDs, I think. Anyway, So we're there watching Omen 2 and watching a cartoon of some sort. Might have been Strawberry Shortcake. There wasn't a lot of movies in the town at the time. Don't judge me. Anyway, so we're watching that and we get to the third one. And it's The Evictors. And I picked it out. It's got a creepy looking cover. And by the way, here's what the cover of The Evictors would look like back in the days of VHS. I would later become heartbrokenly in love with Jessica Harper, who would also from The Evictors would go on to be in Suspiria, Phantom of the Paradise, another favorite movie of mine, and my son's as well. Anyway, The Evictors is a very different film. It's on here as a bonus feature. It's on the DVD release part of it, because there's the Blu-ray of The Town That Dreaded Sundown with a bunch of features, and then there's a DVD, and the DVD has The Town That Dreaded Sundown and has The Evictors on as well. So, The Evictors is my favorite of the two movies, actually. Vic Morrow from Combat is in this movie. Michael Parks, who you recently saw in Django Unchained, by the way. And Jessica Harper, who I just mentioned. It's kind of a haunted house story. This young couple moves into a house that a lot of people were killed in because these people had to leave the land, had to leave the house. They wouldn't do it, so the sheriff comes by. They don't leave. Big shootout starts. Everybody's getting shot in the crossfire. Like 7 people get killed, and so they're so it's a little place in Louisiana. They're moved into the house now. It's got a bit of a history. Some weird stuff kind of happening, and it may be haunted, or there may be something else. But anyway, The Evictors, I don't know why, but when I was a kid, it scared me. I was like with the blanket like that, watching the movie. And also, by the way, the commentary on The Town That Dreaded Sundown is actually done by historian Jim Presley, and he's the one that did the actual murder case. So he'll be talking about on the commentary about the parallels between the movie and the actual murder case that happened back then. So I expect that to be extremely interesting to listen to. Andrew Prine interview on here, and I'm a huge fan of Andrew Prine. And Reveal 2. And Don Wells, of course, from Gilligan's Island is on here. Theatrical trailer, essay by Brian Albright, poster and stills gallery. There's a crap load of stuff on The Burning, too much for me to mention there right now, but a lot of stuff is ported over from the MGM release, plus there's extra stuff aside from that, so obviously it's a great package either way. Those are 2 movies that I've been excited to get for a long time. Mom picked them up for me today. Thank you, Mommy! Anyway, right now it's time for tea, and I think I'm going to go watch some of the features on those movies because they're pretty damn good. Sweet. Thanks.